Ladies and gentlemen, Trump is using new video evidence, exculpatory evidence, to win the special counsel case against him, which is accusing him essentially of fomenting a rebellion. The problem, however, is that if the new evidence and the old evidence in terms of video footage shows people being let into buildings, escorted into buildings, and you had one outright one person you can see here acquitted. So if you already had an acquittal and you had other sentences reduced, including the man who dressed up funny and was escorted through the building by security, that's why he was released early. So you have this man, the shaman, who, and I told people that really stupid message board that could really cause some serious catastrophic consequences was a complete hoax from the very beginning. But if you have people dressing up, being escorted throughout the building, then getting released early because of video footage, exculpatory evidence that was not issued at trial, you have one person outright acquitted because the video shows that he was simply the door open, that he was let in by security, door opened up. Okay, then you cannot, and hit subscribe to this channel right now, you cannot say that Trump tried to foment a rebellion, tried to overthrow the government, which is essentially what they're saying. In the end, that conviction will be overturned. He'll be convicted in D.C. and New York. They'll be overturned by the Supreme Court because within the indictments, they do not list his words. He said peacefully. Go to that building peacefully and patriotically. He used the word peacefully. Tyrants and despots don't use the words peacefully. Okay, sorry. So you have to use basic logic, and that's why you should subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, right now. In December, starting December 1st, I will do 3 to 4 videos a day, including live streams throughout the week. So hit subscribe. I'll be back to normal in December, what you're used to the past 4 or 5 years on this channel, and we'll grow this to over 300,000 subscribers. I do think that Hillary Clinton will become the Democratic Party nominee. That should be very amusing. It'll be Hillary Trump all over again. I think that former President Trump will win again. He's up over mashed potato brains by 2.6 points. But hit subscribe. My Patreon is below. My super thanks is below. And thank you to all the people who wrote that, HA, I've been watching you since 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, the past couple of years. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that greatly. My Patreon is below. The super thanks is below. And ladies and gentlemen, so here, the footage that Mike Johnson released is enough. The new footage, in addition to Tucker Carlson's footage, is enough to exonerate Trump. You cannot accuse Trump, and this is a very simple explanation. Even the morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats among us can understand this. Okay, all the left-leaning people who claim to be morally superior but want Trump to be jailed for things he didn't do simply because he's a political opponent, they should listen to this as well, okay? This is very simple. I'm going to explain this to every wonderful, highly educated, morally superior liberal Democrat who thinks that Trump tried to foment a rebellion. There's another word for the rebellion. I'm not using it now, but the rebellion. Okay? Now listen up. You cannot have a rebellion when security is opening up doors to allow people to just calmly walk through the building. Yes, there were people committing crimes outside the building. You can have two thoughts at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, especially the morally superior among us. So Democrats are capable of having two thoughts at the same time. They're always having two contradictory thoughts on a whole number of things, but this isn't even a contradictory thought. Okay? There were people, for example, you had billions and billions in property damage. I agree with the underlying moral cause of why people demonstrated peacefully that summer in 2020. Billions in property damage. Okay? Buildings destroyed. Over 19 lives lost according to Wikipedia. Okay? Yet there were the majority peaceful. Okay, so the response from Democrats is, well, it was mostly peaceful. Yes, but whatever small percentage caused $1 to $3 billion in insured and uninsured property damage, that's a big problem. Okay, and you also had government buildings targeted by left-leaning protesters. Not a word from Kinzinger or Cheney or others. Okay, that one day in January was a terrible day. I condemn that day. January 6th was terrible. However, it was not an example of Trump trying to foment a rebellion. He had every right to question and to not trust Democrats when a person who couldn't even communicate at all, he couldn't even communicate, suddenly defeats him and is apparently the most popular political candidate in American history. We can go into all of that, but Trump had a right, and he truly believed that he was railroaded, just like they did with Bernie Sanders. Democrats cheated Bernie Sanders in 2016, and Trump had every right, along with very bizarre anomalies, to truly believe. And none of the anomalies or none of the bizarre occurrences were ever investigated. You could say, yes, they were investigated in certain states. They were quick investigations, zero support from Congress, nobody being forced to testify. There were no investigations. They were quick, haphazard, media-driven or I should say, the media fueled a whitewashing of everything. And when you had government officials who stood to lose the most say, oh, we couldn't find anything wrong, and everything pans out, then it was just, Trump, these are lies. And it's like, all you did was lie about Trump being a Russian operative. Nobody lies more than the Democratic Party. Trump is like a saint compared to the Democratic Party, but you wouldn't know this if you just trust or believe or listen to media and don't do your own research. Using media, using public record sources. Like, for example, if you read the Mueller probe, there was never a reason for him to be investigated. He was never an operative of the Kremlin, but they lied through their teeth every single day for years and years and years, and they still do regarding that. But see, again, you cannot have a rebellion with tapes that show that people are let in, even if certain people are committing violent acts at a certain other point in the building. Trump did not encourage these people to commit violent acts. Again, another really stupid, ignorant leap of logic. Because Trump didn't accept that Democrats were fair and neutral, or that Democrats did everything above board, which they never do, therefore his inability to accept results led to people committing crimes. This is, of course, nonsense. So the billions in property damage was a result of Democratic politicians telling people to get into the faces of their political opponents, which one Democrat actually verbatim stated, get in their faces. So you can use the words of Democrats and link them to billions in property damage, but nobody does. But they use the words of Trump, and they don't acknowledge that he stated the word peacefully gather. But anyway, hit subscribe to this channel right now. The tapes are going to exonerate Trump, if not He'll probably get convicted, but definitely on appeal with the Supreme Court. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Be ready. In December, also, H.A. Goodman's other channel as well. Thank you.